Dominic Emery server notice at gmail.com 6:47 a.m., 1 hour ago. To Spanish me, Spanish, Carol. Please be safe. Inbox search for all messages with label inbox. Remove label inbox from this conversation. Vina Koke Grinink mail system at Grinink. Mailer. Apolio. Us. 2A March 7th, 9:27 a.m. To me. Dear residents. This notice is to advise you of suspected criminal activity in the community. Management has received notice of, and the local authorities are currently investigating the incident thoroughly. Residents with information or questions regarding the incident are encouraged to contact the police department. As a community, it is in everyone's best interest to remain smart, alert, and proactive at all times. It is recommended that you become acquainted with your neighbors and stay alert to any suspicious activity. When walking within the community, it is suggested that you be accompanied by at least one other person with whom you are familiar, and remain aware of your surroundings at all times. It is recommended that you keep your apartment, home, and car doors locked at all times, and be sure all windows are securely closed and locked. Always look through the peephole before you unlock and open your door. It is recommended that you do not open your door for strangers. Please note that a courtesy patrol officer is available on the property. The courtesy patrol officer is not the police and cannot ensure your safety or security. However, the courtesy patrol officer will provide assistance if possible. The telephone number for the courtesy patrol is 253-535-4433. Telephone 253-535-4433. If a crime is suspected occurring or needs to be reported, please dial 911 to contact local law enforcement immediately. After first calling the police, please report all incidents to the management office or appropriate on-site personnel. This notice is intended to provide beneficial information allowing you to make appropriate decisions regarding your personal safety. Crime occurs everywhere and no one can ensure your safety or the safety of your belongings. Be advised that you should maintain insurance coverage for yourself, your vehicle, and your other personal belongings. Please remember that your security is your responsibility and that of the local law enforcement. Dominic Emery server notice at gmail.com. 2:45 a.m., 4 hours ago.
To Vina. Dear Spanish Hills Apt. Management. I deny all charges, if in fact there are any actual legitimate charges. I have lived here since 1999. I have no intention of leaving. I don't understand why I have been paying for apartment insurance for years and not being able to use it. I have been attacked without due process twice, and I am sick of the excuse of mental illness being used to justify my persecution. There are too many questions in this case for me to just pack up and leave without due process, and I don't believe Spanish Hills have clean hands on this issue. In short, I will see you in court. George Hoyte. P.S. If you need to reach me concerning this legal matter, please email me and set an appointment at servernotice@gmail.com. I will be in today to serve you this written document and to pick up my mail. Thank you. Writ of habeas corpus concerning George Randolph Hoyte Jr. to the court concerning the involuntary empoisonment of the body and person of George R. Hoyte Jr. I am requesting the immediate release of Tay defendant and forced medical treatment from police and fire department and the unmust exploring and invasion of home and property. We direct to violations provided and protected by a Bill of Rights in America. Home invasion. Kidnapping, no due process assault. Destruction of private property. Possible arson. Asset removal. This is the second time the police have attempted a home invasion of my apartment, and I want to be free from this harassment and be compensated for my pain and suffering. George R. Hoyte. Last Will and Testimony. By George Ramsage Hoyte Jr., George Randolph Hoyte Jr., George Rampehayamur, Dominance Fortune the Infamous Game Untamed, Servi Notice, R.A. Destruction, Salim Osiris Shabazz, Dismas Emmanuel Amur. To whom it may concern. By no stretch of the imagination am I suical or particulti homicalid. However, in the event of my untimely death for any reason, I have sound mind and body do leave all my worldly possessions, donated to the Evergreen State College Tacoma campus, Maxine Mims/Carol Mitchell, IBJ. In the event, there is to be no resuscitatin, not equals no organ donorship. Just burn the body. I love you all, Tacoma, WA. Yours truly, GRA, Black Sheep of Tacoma, Xmas Ea Tel Victoria. Dear Vina, Spanish Hills Management. I have read and reviewed your noticeably signed eviction document, and agree that the perceived facts seem concerning. However, the lack of due process in this case and the fact that this is the second home invasion in 6 months leads me to believe that the true facts of the matter can be resolved strictly by reviewing the unedited footage of the firefighters and police body cameras from forced entry to kidnapping without due process to involuntary imprisonment. Please consider these bodies of evidence before making any further reckless accusaciones. George R. Hoyte 2,533,015,421 Room 1416. To Wellbound Doc Unit. I understand that due to a lack of my medication, I was admitted into involuntary care at Wellbound Hospital. After weeks of treatment, I am feeling fine, and want to be discharged as soon as possible. Things I need: my food stamp card, my Apple insurance card, Social Security card, and a bus pass. Spanish Hills Living Conditions should know a plan where meds can be delivered to my door. These are my requests, and I'm asking to be relieved from custody immediately. Thank you, Gr. Hoyte. To Tom Horton. I am hoping for a temporary discharge as soon as possible, as I need to pack up my belongings and put them in storage since I have now been evicted due to the lies and half-truths of the police and fire department. Judge and Mr. Josh Cook. I want out today to take of my business. My eviction is due on the 8th of July. I have a lot of packing to do. To Maxine Mims. In the event that I cannot hold on to my mother's works of art, I give them to Maxine Mims and Carol Mitchell, who have proven to me that they are most capable of using their mysterious powers responsibly. To my SW, I would like to set up my EBT card and Medicaid card as soon as possible, thank you. To Mark Anthony Urban/Chavez. I am writing to request a copy of the transcript and any video/audio of my trial for my personal archive. I am also requesting an appeal on this decision, as it is my estimation that mens rea and foul play have been involved. I am also requesting the other 2 court appearances transcript/audio/veto done in November-December 2022 at Multicare Hospital. To Dr. Hoa Dr. Emily Robinson of Ellenmore. Dr. Hoa was the one who signed my beloved mother's death certificate. At the time, so much madness was going around me that I never got to say goodbye to my mother Anastasia Armorer. I would like all documents, video and audio, and what was done to save her life, and her final moments, immediately. To Dr. Emily Robinson. Whether strictly liable or negligent, your steroid injection was the catalyst that made my mom's inflammation spread so fast around her body she was unable to move. This matter is far from legally settled between us. To Angela Naylor, CEO, Chris Rakinas, CFO, Brian Neal MD, CMO, Ryamian Service, CCO, Crystal Edwards, Director of Utilation Management. We the in-months both voluntary and involuntarily, by way of expectation under constitutional law, and just plain human ethics, have certain demands that we want to see happen here at EWB Hospital. We want access to internet and email facility for the patients. We want a room provided for exercise equipment. We find it ridiculous to be constantly fed and not be able to work off calories contributing to poor health. We want the right to refuse any medication that would destroy or change sexual energy or orientation. To be charged with a crime before a crime is committed is illegal at worst, and unethical at best. We want complete access to the local and global news. The excuse of trigger to keep us isolated from the outside world is unacceptable. Those that don't want to see the news always have the power to leave the room. Only the universe or the Most High gives or grants rights. Rights are a manner of ownership. We, as living entities, as the sole owners of our purpose and our genre. Therefore, we humble challenge whether our rights can be diminished or taken away under any circumstance. Rights can only be imposed by a corrupt government that has tread over the Bill of Rights, and now threaten the belief of rule of law here in America. Sincerely yours. Chattel named George R. Hoy Jr., Acquainted named Dismas Emmanuel Amer. Dear Wellfound. I am making a few requests concerning my situation here at Wellfound, and would like to be pointed in the right directions to those who could help me. the true nature of my illness, I would like to speak to my provider and perhaps see their files concerning my treatment for said illness. I would like a copy of the fire department and police report, including unedited body camera footage of both for my personal discovery and defense testimony. I would like multicare involuntary administration, no due process, of my person in November of 2022. Paperwork files and all audio/video conflict footage for my personal discovery for my archives. I also request all conflict footage audio/video from well-found along with all court transcripts from my archives for discovery and defense testimony. I will be requesting from Multicare all files and footage of the death of my mother, Anastasia Amurer, as her HCA and only son. In short, I will be seeking to countersue for all rights diminished or
George R. Hoyte's resume. Serve a notice at gmail.com. Paralegal student / barber / bartender / professional performer. Accomplishments. Co-author and published book, The Obia Woman, by Anastasia Amurer, available at Amazon.com. 2018 spokesman for the Empowerment Zone Team in 1993. Traveled to Washington, D.C. with Tacoma. Mayor Harold Moss, Freight House Square owner Keith Stone, and others. Met with the Secretary of HUD, Henry Cisneros, and other delegates. Contributed to earning $2 million for the city of Tacoma. Articles and pictures are published in the News Tribune and Facebook. Performed at the Tacoma Dome twice for the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. birthday celebration in 2009 and 2010 with Drive John Falskow, Dean of Tacoma Community College / conductor, Seattle Symphony. Together, we form the group Survey Notice and Theory. We have recorded and released multiple albums and have done college tours around Tacoma and Seattle, WA. Another member of our group is Sam Caviezel Macehoven. Is a current clarinet player for the Philadelphia Orchestra. Member of Strive since 1991. A youth local access television group that produced the show What's. Later I reproduced the show at TCC from 2001 to 2003 called What's Up? College Edition. I was the producer of the show and the president of the club. Starred in multiple PSAs for television. EFN, Food for Thought, 1990, Pecan Stuck, 1992. MTV Rock the Vote, About Us, 1994, Evergreen Law Group, Identification, Search, Shut Up. 2011-1992 Youth Hall of Fame Creative Genius Award for creating poetic/rap form of the classic story of Hamlet. My work was published in Ocean Edge magazine in 1993. My name was engraved on two stones in the Tacoma Mall for 10 years honoring the Youth Hall of Fame. Guest on Tacoma Radio Y.104.9 for the song Blood Oath, a tribute to Urban League Academy. Teacher, Michelle Bucree. Published poet for the Tacoma Northwest Dispatch newspaper 1998 to 2002. Multiple works published in El Caucho magazine, a Latino newspaper in Tacoma. 1999 spokesman for Evergreen State College Tacoma Law Club. Worked on Expungement Clinic. Participated in the San Francisco Clio LSAT workshop. Guest on the Podcast Institute for Black Justice, hosted by Carol Mitchell. Promoted the book, The Obia Woman, 2021 hip-hop historian and creator of the Survey Notice Hip-Hop Museum on Facebook. Highlights: Northwest hip-hop in a broad history and cultural narrative. Features live interviews, information, and links. Also features the blog, The Artifacts newsletter, written and published by myself. Professional experience. Public speaking and leadership. I am a professional performer that has been in the spotlight since I was 12 years old. I have perfected my craft through years of educational training, practice, and life experience. For this reason, I am usually the face man when it comes to promoting a group effectively. I am a published author, and I have acquired multiple skills throughout my years of educational training. I am highly creative and can usually come up with groundbreaking ideas when brainstorming alone or in a group. Youth Hall of Fame Creative Genius Award. Empowerment Zone spokesman for the youth and young adults of Tacoma. Spokesman for the Law Club at Evergreen State College, Tacoma. Employment History Northwest Dispatch, Tacoma, Washington 1992 to 2001 reporter/poet journalist Tower Records, Tacoma, Washington 1992 to 1994 buyer, cashier, customer service, custodian Texaco gas station, Tacoma, Washington 1995 cashier/product stocker/customer service professional services unlimited.
Fort Lewis, Washington 1996 dishwasher/busser do well services and supplies, city, state, 1997 commissary warehouse worker/custodian strive, Tacoma, Washington 1991 to 2003 reporter/director/camera tech/video editor/spokesman Evergreen Law Group, Olympia, Washington 2012 to 2012 paralegal in training DSHS, Anastasia Armour, Tacoma, Washington 2017 to 2021 home care assistant education Stadium High School, Tacoma, Washington 1992 HS diploma, General Urban League Academy, Tacoma, Washington 1998 certificate, business communications/typing Tacoma Community College, Tacoma, Washington 2008 Associate of Arts, Business Administration Bates Technical College, Tacoma, Washington 2008 LL.B. Barber/Stylist Bartending Academy, Tacoma, Washington 2008 LL.B. Mixologist Evergreen State College, Tacoma, Tacoma, Washington 2012 Bachelor of Arts, Liberal Arts Communication Skills Reading, Writing, Leadership, Public Speaking, Typing, Acting, Performing Arts, H. Paralegal Experience Business Communication Negotiation, H. Video Operator, Editor, Creative Ingenuity, Customer Service, Publications The Obia Woman by Anastasia Armour, The Obia Woman, Tom, August 2017, novel, book, The Art of Facts Newsletter, The Art of Facts Newsletter, blogger, Tom, April 2022, to the Service Notice Hip Hop Museum, Service Notice Hip Hop Museum, Facebook, Tom, March 2022, Northwest Dispatch, multiple poems for newspaper by George Hoyte, Virginia Taylor, Pat Richardson, January 2002, The Evergreen Law Club, Tacoma Facts Newspaper, Tacoma, WA, January 2011 affiliation spokesman/reporter/director/camera and Vito Tech, Strive, Tacoma, WA, 1991 to 2003 a spokesman for youth and young adults at Tacoma, WA, Tacoma Empowerment Zone Team, Tacoma, WA, 1993 to 1994 camera tech/actors, Law TV, Tacoma, WA, 1999 to 2003 paralegal in training, Evergreen Law Group, Olympia, WA, 2011 as Student Body Senator, Tacoma Community College, Tacoma, WA, 2008 to 2022 licensing mixologist, Bartending Academy, Tacoma, WA, 2008 Traffic Control Flagger, Tacoma Community College, Tacoma, WA, 2008 Barber Stylist, Bates Technical College, Tacoma, WA, 2007 to 2008 Training LSAT Prep, Clio Law Conference, San Francisco, TA, 2011 Honors Hamlet, Rap, George R. Hoyte, Youth Hall of Fame Creative Genius Award, Tacoma, WA, 1992 ASG Scholarship Award, Bates Technical College, Tacoma, WA, 2008 Talent What's Up, /What's Up, College Edition, Producer/Performer/Director/Actor, Shrive, Honor Roll, Remember George Rampage Armor, Black Sheep of Tacoma, Full Movie, Producer, Performer, Actor, Director, Editor, Students Television.
Harold G. Moss, Council Member, District No. 4, December 16, 1998. To whom it may concern. I am writing this letter on behalf of Mr. George Hoyte, a young man that I have come to know and admire over the past 4 to 5 years. I met Mr. Hoyte during the time I served on the Tacoma City Council and as mayor of the city. Mr. Hoyte was chosen to represent the city's youth in Tacoma's Empowerment Zone application in 1994. During this time, Mr. Hoyte along with city staff, community representatives, Congressman Norm Dix and I traveled to Washington, D.C. to make the formal presentation of our application directly to Henry Cisneros, Secretary, Department of Housing and Urban Development. It was during that time I noticed George's rare gift for negotiation. He spoke with the secretary confidently, listened and demonstrated a patience far beyond his years. The secretary confidently listened and remarked about his presentation and depth of knowledge of what young people could expect from being included in the application. George continues to be active in the community. His participation has centered on his interest and skills in media projects. He's an excellent interviewer who possesses a real sense of depth and asks insightful questions. He is also involved with Strive, a youth-sponsored television program that focuses on involving young people in the direct hands-on experience of video production. I am particularly pleased with his production called Jones in the Speed Zone. The show, which was created as a result of a vision George had, is aimed at educating young people on how to deal with the issues they face. The show hopes to impact young people by showcasing their peers handling negative situations in positive ways. It is using the old adage, if you give a man a fish, he can eat for a day, but if you teach a man to fish, he can eat for a lifetime. I take great pride in recommending him to you as a dedicated young man whom I have a lot of faith in and who has a bright future ahead of him. Should you have additional questions or would like further information, please feel free to contact me at 253-798-7590. Sincerely, Harold G. Moss, Council Member, District 4.
Of a classical education.
The Evergreen State College, Tacoma Campus, March 12, 2022. To whom it may concern. From Peter Bacho, J.D., LLM. Regarding George Hoyte, TCC student. George Hoyte, my former student at the Evergreen State College Tacoma campus, has asked me for a letter of support for financial assistance in order to continue in his academic program. I do so gladly. I have had him in an array of classes during his time at the Tacoma campus. I was also his advisor and know his work well. As a student, George was outstanding, gifted, and focused. His questions and comments on issues ranging from law, politics, history, literature, and public policy demonstrated careful preparation for each class discussion. He is a mature, dedicated, and highly focused adult learner. He was a meticulous researcher and a strong writer. He demonstrated sophisticated critical thinking skills. He is capable of analyzing government policies and assessing their impact, especially on our most vulnerable populations. In other areas, he always listened carefully and collaborated very effectively with others, a key in the academic, political, and professional realms. During group project work, he was patient with his fellow students and thoughtful. Other students valued his contributions and enjoyed working with him. In short, he is an empathetic person, concerned about the direction of our nation and the obvious burdens faced by other Americans, especially people in the margins. He is determined to make a difference. He was thriving at the Tacoma campus, working effectively in diverse groups and producing excellent outcomes. I fully support George's goal of procuring enough assistance to complete his academic goals at TCC. He is a talented student with great potential. Please feel free to contact me Batchup at Evergreen. EDU if you have further questions. C.R. Taylor Law, P.E.S. 203 4th Avenue East Suite 407. Olympia, Washington 98501. March 9, 2022. To whom it may concern. I am writing concerning George Hoyte. I am an attorney, in practice continuously since 2006. Between 2007 and 2011, I worked with a firm called the Evergreen Law Group, PES, located in Olympia, Washington. I was one of the managing partners of the firm, beginning in 2009. During that time, I represented individuals accused of crimes and represented people who had been the victims of police misconduct in civil, federal litigation. In 2010, the Evergreen Law Group employed George Hoyte as an intern. As one of the managing partners, I had the opportunity to both supervise and work closely with Mr. Hoyte. As I recall, Mr. Hoyte's job duties included both duties along the lines of a legal assistant, answering the telephone, greeting clients, filing legal documents, assisting with organizing the calendar, but also assisting with developing a marketing strategy. In particular, I recall Mr. Hoyte assisting in writing a script for a video advertisement, and actually appeared as an actor in that video. My recollection is that Mr. Hoyte was eager to learn about the interworkings of a criminal defense/police misconduct legal practice, and more than capable of providing a positive contribution. Mr. Hoyte reached out to me recently and indicated he is currently enrolled in a paralegal program at Tacoma Community College. I worked with a graduate of that program in the past, and am aware of other attorney colleagues also using that program as a source of Office staff. I have no concerns about Mr. Hoyte's ability to complete the program and find work in the legal field upon graduation. Regards, /S/Christopher Taylor. Christopher Taylor, Attorney at Law. 36035280004, voice, Taylor Law. Com 36057010006, fax.
21st, 2022. To whom it may concern. RE. Reference for George Hoyte. Please accept this letter of reference and recommendation for Mr. Hoyte, whom I have known since he was my high school student during the early 1990s and throughout the time since then. I have no reservations whatsoever in my support for this young man whose brilliance and capabilities have, unfortunately, been obscured and untapped by the circumstances of his life for much of his young adulthood. Mr. Hoyte has a keen intellect, a love of knowledge and a strong work ethic, the likes of which I truly have not seen many times in my 35+ years as an educator. Beyond that, he has a deep and abiding love of humanity and strives always, in his personal and professional life, to work for truth, equality and justice for all. As the only child of his invalid mother, Mr. Hoyte's launch into the fullness of his potential has been postponed for nearly 20 years because he cared for his mother, for the past 7 years, full-time. Since his mother's recent passing, he has been working, with support from Employment Security, Workforce Education Services Tacoma Community College and staff and faculty who know him, to complete a paralegal studies degree. Mr. Hoyte has aspired to be a lawyer for as long as I've known him, and he is finally in a place where he can begin to realize a career in the legal profession. Right now, he is facing yet another hurdle. After applying for unemployment and beginning studies under the Worker Retraining Grant Program, he was informed by Employment Security that he wouldn't qualify for training benefits because paralegal is not currently in demand. It happens that one of my professional roles for over 5 years was as Worker Retraining Specialist, and so I have been also assisting him with advice on appealing this decision. I have no doubt that Mr. Hoyte, given the chance to complete his paralegal degree while continuing to collect his unemployment, will be very successful in his legal career. He is a fine young man with drive and determination and is exactly the kind of person we want in our legal profession. Thank you for your consideration. Sincerely. Lori Arnold, M.Ed. Independent Consultant. claritinekno@gmail.com.
To educate the prosecutor into how evidence is gathered and maintained in the different parts of the procedure.
When you're all on the same page, a lot more information is going to come around and around and around, and it's going to make a stronger case.
Becomes important, but we know what the available resources are in the community. The partnership between officers and victim advocates is vitally important because eventually our victims are going to receive information from the
My whole life, I really focus on one time that I find the perfect match to forever be mine. I've been to many places, smiled at many faces, felt the empty spaces, false heart embraces. Has time been wasted on these love chases, or did it bring me back to the basics? Or all past relations and preparations for revelations I'm facing. Yeah, I need more than refills, so one night cheap thrills, pipe dreams and strawberry hills is a big deal. And so, to be real, I've learned my lessons, and now it's time I pop the question. Will you marry me? Will you be my wife? Will you be the one to share my life? Will you be there through the rough years together and face fear wherever I'm at? Please be there. Yeah, for rich and for poor, through peace and through war. I pop the question cause I'm sure in life we have ups and downs, but I need to know you still be around. I need to know you'll have my back when the demons attacks. You'll be there to keep me on track. Woman, I love you. I want you to be my wife, my whole life.
The results of the continuation of this very serious mistake affecting
Tonight on Inside, stalking. It's repeated, it's unwanted.
It's a hysterical invention of the feminists.
What happened when it broke up with him? I saw a look on his face that really scared me. My house was being completely total. He'd set up programs on the computer to record me if I was on the computer. They do the crime and you do the time. I'm Jenny Brocky. Welcome everybody. Good to have you with us tonight. James, your case has been through the family court, which is why we can't identify you. You've been to jail for stalking. Tell us.
Good question. What did I do? I walked down the street in the shopping. I went to have a go of golf one day. I sent Christmas birthday cards to my children.
And those things involved you coming into contact with either your ex or your children and being near them. Being in breach of an intervention order.
An intervention, yeah, that's basically it.
Why were the intervention orders taken out?
Because I was being divorced. I was having an involuntary divorce imposed upon me. And this is a tool of the divorce industry. Separate you from your children. The big money is in what they quaintly call the custody battle. It's standard procedure to take out an intervention order on one of the parents, remove them from the children. They've got to go back into the court to try and get their children, their kidnapped children back. Both sides have got to go back.
You said that you ended up in a
I did, yeah. I'm more than one account.
And this was for multiple breaches of family violence intervention orders.
They make them up as they go along. It's called loading up the charges. They get arbitrary arrested, dragged off the street, and they just write out lists of charges. Now, one of them, of course, was sending my love to one of my children through a third party. I was living my life in the suburb I lived in for 20 years. Invariably, I come into line-by-line contact with my ex-wife. I wouldn't do anything which anyone else in the country isn't entitled to do.
It wasn't just your family, your child.
Another woman who I exchanged words with in the street on one occasion.
Who was that?
Well, an ex-family friend who, in actual fact, had been stalking me.
What about the psychologist?
What about the psychologist?
Charged with stalking too.
No, this is...
Check out my new book, The Lost Sheep Blog, Evergreen Tacoma 2009 to 2012, by George Rampage Hoyte. Exclusively Amazon.com. $14.69 hard copy. 99 cents Kindle copy. Buy your copy today. Support for the Black Sheep. Description: enter the world of Tacoma, Washington, the 253, with Survey Notice, aka George Rampage Hoyte, Dominic Fortune, the infamous Game Untamed, as we take you through the 80s to the 2000s with celebrity interviews in the Northwest, to college interviews during the strike. What's up? And what's up? College edition spanning from TCC, Bates, and Evergreen State College, Tacoma. Warning: some footage is really old and underground grinding, so I apologize for the rough quality. However, it is a journey through memory lane for those on Hilltop who lived it. Subscribe, comment, and find me at www.myspace.com/Survinotis, Facebook.com/Survinotis, Facebook.com/Evergreen Tacamawa, Boomdizzle.com/Survinotis, or email me at survinotis@gmail.com. See you soon. Survey Notice.